meeting is being recorded.
Jake, 24-10, South African in the SA Derby. How satisfying is that result?
Yeah, look, it's very good. Yeah, for many reasons. One is we've been disrupted with a couple of injuries. Defensively, I thought it was one of our better performances in a long time. Yeah, and we managed the game quite well as well. They started really well, and I thought, here we go. But as I said to the players, you've got to be really proud about the way they just kept their composure and made it difficult for the Sharks. I think, we defensively, as I said, we put them under pressure. They knocked the ball on many times, and that was due to the fact that we defended so well.
Like how close, if you look at the nice set piece, defense, attack, how close this match to probably the best performance at Loftus Versfeld?
Yeah, it would be close, Chris. I'll be honest, it would be close. I mean, as I said, because it was all round. It was, scrum was strong, line-out was strong. I think the variation in our attack was good too. I mean, the fact you score more tries, not based on the fact that you mauled well, it's just you made them answer so many questions in line-outs. And so, the variation on our attack, I think the transition from defense into attack as well was outstanding today. That was one area that I'm really happy about, is we defended, and when they made a mistake, we punished them. And obviously we got really exciting backline, which is also nice, but the forwards had to do their job up front.
Obviously, the fact lost a lot of experience with Marcel.
Yeah.
You must be very happy with the way Ori stepped into that.
Yeah. Well, not another leader that we got on the field, In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes to see me and says, "Can you captain again?" But last year we groomed Ruan Nokia as a captain, and we see what kind of guy he's become and what leader he's become. And now we got another captain, And if you consider we still got Nazam Kaur who can be a captain, and we got Reinhard Ludwig who's captain. So slowly, we're getting leaders in different parts of the field and in different positions, which is going to be good for us. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was really impressed with those locks. They even Dion Slubber, who came from the Pumas, he's, the locks, I don't think, the oldest lock at play today was I think it was Slubbert, and he's 23. So, Reinhard Ludwig still under 21. And those two locks, as I said, I think Swanee, I might be wrong, 23 or 24, but they're not much older. And the way that they play today in the team, I think that's also the other thing, is they didn't have to do anything. They just had to do their jobs, and that's why I think it was, pleasing from everyone's point of view. Yeah. 3 o'clock at altitude is definitely going to have to help us. Let's be fair, it's tough to play in Pretoria at altitude, and we've got to make sure we use that as a home ground advantage. And it was quite surprising because the Sharks started at a hell of a rate, and I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to keep it up for 80 minutes. Because, as you guys all know, at altitude is either you come sort of 10 days before, or you sometimes come on the day. So it was definitely an advantage. And it's not just because it's at altitude. We want to play like that. I've said it many times when I took this job. Having coached in Japan, having coached in France, having coached in Australia, I sort of probably learned a lot of different ways of playing. And the way we want to play is we want to be multi-skilled. And we want to be able to use forwards and backs. We can't always out-muscle teams. Not that we don't want to, but I want us to get a game where, a bit like that, defensively we sound, set piece we sound, and attacking-wise, again, we got 1 or 2 tries disallowed, or 1 or 2 tries. It could have been even more than that. So I've got to be very happy with that performance.
Double question. Thanks, Jake. You've made mention of the set piece, and you must be really chuffed with how things have gone. On the set piece, setting a basis for wherever you want it.
Yeah.
And secondly, also, you haven't leaked tries, and I've been one of the persons that harped on the fact that you leaked tries.
Yeah.
And you must be satisfied.
Well, that's right. You're right. We most tries and most points scored basically in most competitions, and we're not number one. We're close. We tended to get lazy and, as you say, leak points. Sometimes not even tries, just points. Give it 6, 9, 12 points by kicks. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. And then if you think about it, I mean, from first phase, we scored 3 tries from first phase. So it wasn't just the power of the scrum. It was using the scrum as an attacking platform to use our backs. And you would know, Simon, a year ago, we weren't sure we were going to get the ball. We weren't sure that the scrum was going to be solid enough. And that's because we had such a young group of front rowers. Now we Wilco's here, Akka's here. I mean, there's not many teams that are going to get two sort of players of that caliber coming to the Union. So, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that our scrum is where it is, because obviously we've spent effort and time in recruiting those sort of players for what we needed in our group.
Talking of that, just walk us through the selection headache you had in actually having to pick Statement and Cayman and picking them in the way that you picked them, seeing them combined in the way that they did for their try.
Well, look, let me say this to you. When Stedman's playing like he is, very difficult to leave him out. And that is what's so nice. I think in some ways maybe he expects when Kanan came back that he would fall out. And I think I've said it to you many times this year, is one of the sort of faults I had last year. I thought I didn't really challenge the selection by trying different things. I almost hung my hat on one group of players and thought I could fight through the whole season with that group. So I think, I can't talk for Stedman, but I will say that he's probably very relieved that he's playing so well and he's playing in a back line. And as long as he keeps playing like that, there's no reason for me to not select him.
And how important is 5 from 7 now that there's a Champions Cup right now? How important is this 5 from 7? Because you did say last season that your start and mid-season slump affected how you finished the season. But now you've got 5 from 7, which sets you up for the return of your later.
Correct. I mean, we knew we wanted to start well, especially without our box, especially with the draw we had. And so it does set you up, but I mean, it's going to get tough now. Now it gets tough. You get Leon away, Saracens at home, well, not in that order. Saracens at home, Leon away, and then Stormers away. We haven't beaten the Stormers for ever in URC. And Leon, when we went last year to Leon away, they gave us a hiding. And then, I mean, I'm not going to have to tell you any more about Saracens. I mean, half of England plays for Saracens. So, and they've won the Champions League a few times, or the Heineken Cup, or the Investec Cup as it's called now. So, I mean, I'm under no illusions about how tough the next 3 weeks are going to be.
Thanks, Ken?
Ken?
Thanks, Tunga. Well done.
Thank you.
Like you mentioned, transition being transitional phase. It's my imagination or the skills of your players, especially your forwards, really improved, especially if you keep the ball alive.
Yeah, Ken, I'm glad you mentioned that, because when we got Piwe and Kennedy Tsimba as full-time skills consultants at our group, and it's no coincidence that our skill level looks as though all the players' skill levels have improved, handling's improved, decision making's improved, and I got to compliment both Kennedy and Piwe for the effort they put in, because they are the guys on the ground that are coaching the skill level and the decision making of our group, and you saw it. I mean, it wasn't unnoticed today about how the interchanging between backs and forwards and decision making, not just offloading, but making the right decisions when they had to.
If you can, Nathan.
Thank you very much. Today. Take a while. With your start. There's all that pressure of what would you give John this difficult time?
Yeah. No, I don't need to give him advice. He's been around the block. He's, I'm sure it's tough for him. He's just come in late. So I don't think I need to give him advice. I mean, he's been at the Sharks. He played at the Sharks. He coached there. I'm sure he'll understand what needs to happen in the next couple of weeks, months. I don't really think it's fair for me to start commenting on what he needs to do and what he shouldn't do.
Right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.